Also, so we have to talk about a possible move that could take place, which is now that Bjergsen is allegedly unretiring, which is probably the least surprising thing of all time, because if I had to spend an entire year being Bjergsen, coaching TSM and realizing that I could play better than Power of Evil, or at least be more versatile, right? I'd probably consider unretiring as well. I was hoping that maybe Bjergsen would go to a different team. I still hold out that hope, but it doesn't seem likely. But
it's not Stockholm syndrome, mate. He can never leave that team. Like the father doesn't allow it.
He would have to like sell his equity in the team if he were to go to a different team as well. So maybe he doesn't want to do that. But regardless, if Bjergsen's back in and there's an import slot opening up, there is a possibility that you might see the conjunction of your the things you have an axe to grind with, Thorin, which is the possible movement of Reckless to TSM, which would be incredible in many ways, because I just want to be in the room when they're underperforming at the end of the season and Reggie comes in to talk to Reckless. That is the conversation I would pay almost any amount of money to see.
That's why, personally, I know people are hyping this move, because if you don't know, just go and look. The track record's proven. The League of Legends subreddit is just disproportionately skewed by TSM and Fnatic fans, because they aren't just fans, they're mentally ill. So as a result, they just like up, vote, down, vote everything, right? And basically any big topic becomes like, well, of course Perks has to go to Fnatic. Well, of course Reckless should go to TSM. Like, there's no like real discussion. But here's why, actually, you shouldn't want that if you're both a TSM and a Reckless fan. Hear that thing I said earlier about how Reckless is different from the other EU players, right? Doesn't like criticism. And you're thinking, perfect for NA, right? You got... Not in TSM, idiot. In TSM, as Monty just said, if things aren't going amazingly, your boss comes in and just shouts at you, basically. And I tell you what, mate, Reckless couldn't handle like teammates criticising him. He's not going to sit there in America all away from his family and his friends and support network and have Reginald just fucking blast him in the face with stupid ass comments.
I really want this to happen, man.
Like, you built the wrong fucking third item. Like, give me a break. You know what? There's no way. By the way, I would say I'd watch the fuck out of that TSM Legends. That'd be amazing. So I'm just thinking it ain't the move for Reckless. Like, again, I think he needs sort of like a very comfortable environment. I don't think you're going to get it in TSM, unfortunately. I agree, though. If we're doing like Football Manager, which moving people to be like a good mixture, that's a cool storyline. You know, Bjergsen and Reckless try and like recreate their past glories and become champions. That's a cool storyline. I just personally think like I don't think it's a Reckless. I don't think he's the player that goes to NA, basically.
No, I don't think so either. But I just fantasize about the Thorin hate consolidation into
one
entity.
Me, yeah. One thing I have one regret ever, which is when I actually was doing that, like a little bit of collaboration with TSM for like a year or whatever, a year and a half or something. I should have just had them send me a jersey that said Thorin on the back that was TSM, because the amount of fucking mileage I would have got out of that already. And sadly, I don't have one.
It's not too late, because here's the thing, you'll wear it, so it's still advertising for TSM.
Yeah, but here's the problem. For obvious reasons, Monty, don't really want to give TSM my home address.
That's fair.
You got
to get yourself a PO box.
But yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe I could have like ship it to a neutral location, and I just go like fucking like a spy novel or something by like Le Car, like like shades on or whatever, like, you know.
Just next time you work an event, just have them ship it to your hotel. There, yeah, I've cracked it for you. I've cracked it for you. You'll be there long enough to receive it. That'll work out. So do you have any other thoughts on like Bjergsen unretiring?
I've got one angle on this. It's just underwhelming, isn't it? Because the whole thing is,
it's so obvious this is going to happen.
We all just wanted to see him play 1 year vaguely close to his peak somewhere else. Like, who the hell wouldn't want to see him play in Fnatic or in some EU team? Yeah, any big team, basically. Because I'd also like to see Bjergsen with like completely different environment, no Reginald, different.
Dude, EG would be sick with Bjergsen right now.
But sadly, we just never get that for some fucked reason, you know.
But you know, Thorin, as we've seen throughout Bjergsen's career, it really makes a big difference as to whether they're going to attend Worlds or not, because they attend, you know, they qualified for they qualified for Worlds every year that Bjergsen was playing. Oh no. So, you know, that might not even solve the problem either. Yeah. Like what I find so funny about this is like they don't qualify for Worlds. So here's Bjergsen back again to save TSM, except they didn't even make it to Worlds many times when he was playing. So
What I'd love is basically get that Gooby meme where the guy's busting in the door, and basically what you got to do is the guy on the floor, it's a kid in it, just being beaten or whatever. That's fucking Spicker, the MVP, and then Bjergsen just comes in with the Zillion face. He's like, "No, please, Bjergsen, not Zillion again, no, please!" Like next year, enjoy. It's gonna be good. Actually, I'll say that, by the way. I am interested to potentially see that matchup. That's one thing I think actually could be really good. Because he only had Spicker when he was a rookie, and even then he was pretty good. Dude, he's the MVP of the league now, and he is really good, actually. So, in theory, if they could play together, which has obviously always been one of the main problems, kind of like a lack of jungle synergy, that could be fun to watch. I think the problem is, though, and let's be real, there's one thing that looms over this conversation that ruins the whole thing. You're not getting rid of the guy you paid $6 million for in Sword Art. So the Sword Art factor just has to be there, doesn't it? You know, just has to. Like, and if you are, nobody in the world's giving you even half that money back. Like, you're just going to be this dude. You're like the guy. Like, when I was a kid, right, I once wanted to go out drinking on a Friday, Monty, but I had no money. So I took some CDs to the pawn shop. And obviously, I bought all these CDs for like £10 each. And that was worth about 30 quid. And then if you know how a pawn shop works, the guy goes like, "Yeah, I can give you about £2. Like, what each? Not for the whole thing." And I had to just take it because I needed some money to go out, right? And then obviously, if you know how a pawn shop works, he essentially does the second I leave. Just put like £8 and then put that straight on the shop each. And it's like, what have I done that for? That'd be like what selling Sword Art is at this point. You have to, you're all in. Something costs for it, so you just got to keep him, haven't you? Like, you can't just sell him for like 2 million, look like an idiot, can you? And then, by the way, I know every TSM fan keeps saying, but Thorin, they've got that FTX money. Right, they've got money that's spread out over a 10-year span from a fucking cryptocurrency exchange, you idiot. That might not even exist in 1 year. Do you understand that? Like, that money is far from guaranteed. You don't want to put it this way. I will say it. That might be, maybe that's the ultimate comeuppance. Maybe that's the true Schadenfreude, Monty, is that Reginald actually spends all the 200 million, right? And then after 1 year, the government or something just shuts down this cryptocurrency. And then Reginald actually is over leveraged and down like 150 million. And then he has to just sell all at TSM. Maybe that's the sick angle that I'm hoping for. Like, that's my Bitcoin maxi type dream.
Yeah, there isn't a lot of stability, and it's like, here's the thing: you can't squeeze blood from a stone. So if the crypto market goes south and these companies go bankrupt, the deal's just over. Like,
it's over. Yeah. They probably should default on it, wouldn't they?
Sue somebody for money on a contract when they don't have any money left, right? So
yes.
And the other thing that people don't understand about this deal is that this is what every fucked up thing in esport, every fucked up entity in esports does, is that they pretend. This has happened so often, guys. They pretend that a deal that they have is for esports. Guys, that FTX deal is for the TSM website network. Okay, yep. That is the thing at TSM that makes them a lot of money. If you have the Blitz app, you know, as it constantly plays video ads at you on silent on your fucking Blitz app, that is where all of their money is coming from. It's not from the esports side. So yes, they have the FTX branding on their esports, but there's probably a lot of advertising going on these sites for FTX that is the bulk of the deal. So they're not going to just waste a bunch of money on the esports angle. Even if they do have this $200 million, a lot of that's going into different parts of the business.
By the way, piece of trivia, because obviously you have to always take into account that fans like weren't around years and years ago. If people don't know, there is actually some TSM crypto-related trivia that some of you might not know from years ago. And if I tell you the story, the first thing I want you to acknowledge as I'm telling the story is obviously this would be the player this would happen to. If you know this player and you know just what his brain is like. Do you not remember that story from like 3 or 4 years ago, Monty, where Doublelift had to contact the FBI because some like hackers had stolen like $200,000 worth of crypto from him or something mental.
Holy shit.
He had like a little stash and he had to contact the FBI because here's the thing with that, right? All I need is this Doublelift. Just give me this one fucking morsel and I'll give you like a break for 2 months. I won't say any shit stupid. If you give me this one morsel, just please tell me which of the two was it. Was it A, they just got the password? Listen, that could even happen, honestly. You know, they might get like a hack dump and maybe use the same password for Gmail as he did for some app that they got. That could happen and that's not even your fault. Or is it B, and please let it be B, you just had it in like cold storage somewhere and then they just took it and then you were like, where's that thumb drive? And then, you know, someone's like, what are you talking about? Thumb? I don't know. I think I threw it out or something. You know, that would last me for like months, Doublelift. I'll go 3 months without insulting you if that's true. Just give me that sliver. All I need is that morsel. That's all I need. Because I can just imagine that, dude. This is why I can't handle the idea he is the sage of League of Legends subreddit. They actually in TSM had the gall to pretend he was like the shot caller from the AD carry position. Because it's like, listen, one of the things I love about Doublelift is when he says something smart, it's like an idiot savant. It just comes out every now and then, but it comes out surrounded by a bunch of shite. And so like, it's like, listen, I'm not saying he's an idiot, because actually, like, that would be too far. I just think he's very scatterbrained. You know, he's a guy where a lot of the thoughts, it's like, sometimes I feel like if he talks too fast, his brain lags behind and he's trying to like fact check what he's saying, and some shit just comes out, you know. And I'll say that to someone who occasionally just like myself. Occasionally. Keyword of occasionally. Yeah.
Want to see more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, you know, be a pleb and don't.